lads, give your heart and soul. Run lads, shoot lads, give us all a go. Run lads, shoot lads, you can do it yet. Come on Newport County, oh, bang it in the net.
Hello everybody, welcome to Taff's Word. A bit overdue. I know I haven't done many I haven't really done many lately. That's the best way of saying it. So I've just done a house move. I'm in a different house now, and that's just taken an awful lot of my time. Starting a new job as well, so a lot of things have been taking up a lot of my time of late. So being able to record these, what I like to do, I'd like to really put the the research in and plan it and everything like that now. I like to make it better than it used to be, basically. So a lot of my stuff was off the cuff. Now it's sort of pre-planned, and it's just so I can put my point across in the right kind of way. So today you'll have seen the title fly past not too long ago. The title is Reality, and the reason I'm doing this is because I feel as though a lot of our supporters have completely lost touch with reality, with regards to who we are as a football club, what division we're in, the quality of the players, not just who should be playing for Newport County, but in our division or in the lower leagues of English football, or just in football in general. I mean, I just feel like there's an over expectation. Now, I suppose you could say that expectation has been generated by the fact that the bar's been raised significantly over the last few years, especially since Flynn has been the manager. The reason the bar's been raised is because he's been successful as a manager. The reason why that's been raised is because the players that he's had in his team have been successful for us on the pitch. We've had cup runs, we've had playoff finals, we've basically been spoiled as supporters the last few seasons. I mean, we go through our tough times, we go through our good times. It's the ups and downs of football. It's just one of those things. You've just got to accept these things happen. So, reality. So I'm going to go right at the beginning before we even kick the ball. 15 players left the club in the summer. So 4 of them being loan players, a load of them being players who we let go, and then there was a group of players who we lost, basically. So we lost King, Shepherd, Labardi, Sheehan and Abraham. So the players I'm going to say we lost. We lost them where I think Flynn would have liked to have kept them. The ones you got rid of, Haykins, Taylor, Jack Evans, Baker, and of course I'm going to include him in this because we sent him out on loan, is Podrick Hammond. And then players going back from loan were Hartigan, Maynard, Gambin and Scrimshaw. Don't think I've really missed any players out there. Or David Long-King was another one who we got rid of. So 15 players out the door had to be replaced because I think our squad was quite thin last season. We needed to refill that squad. Obviously, the recruitment is one of the things I guess scrutinised most by anyone talking about Michael Flynn as a manager and his successes and failings. A lot of people would say that the height of his failings would be the recruitment. Now, I'm going to admit that we have had some players who haven't worked out well. I mean, like the likes of Dominic Polion, he's one perfect example of poor recruitment on our part. But what you find with poor recruitment, it's down to the fact that first of all, it's League Two. Now, great players for our division tend to get picked up in League One and the Championship. It's pretty much a fact, unless you've got a shitload of money to offer them individually. Unfortunately for us, we don't have that kind of, luxury. That's the word. I hate it when I can't think of a word that I'm trying to think of, and it's usually there, right in your brain, just pick it out, but this time it worked out. Luxury. We haven't got the luxury of offering individually brilliant players big money to come and play in League Two. So we can't attract great players. I mean, someone turned around and said, why didn't we try and sign Johnny Williams? I mean, be real. Swindon must be paying him a fucking fortune to play in League Two. He's just been released by a Championship club. Could have easily got a League One club or lower end Championship club. Came to League Two. Why? Money. Easy. We can't attract big name players for League Two because we haven't got the money to give them individually. So the way that we can put a squad together is keeping all of our best players. Well, like I say, we lost 5 of our key players from last season. We had to replace them. So we couldn't keep all of our best players. Bringing good product through your youth. Yeah, Flynn's starting to play more youth. Livermore, Woodowis, Lewis Collins. It's great to see Hillier's getting a chance. Hopefully we'll see Twamley and his goal-scoring prowess from last season in the academy team at some point soon. But yeah, bringing youth players through, which Flynn's starting to do, which is great, absolutely great to see. And again, recruitment. Now, you can get established League 2 players, which are going to give you League 2 performances. If they're established League 2 players, League 2 performances. Makes sense, doesn't it? If you're picking players up from League 1, it's generally because they weren't great in League 1 the season before, so they have to make the step down. Ed Upson being the perfect player there has come down to League 2 and is impressing, but some League 1 failures don't do well in League 2. We've seen that plenty of times before as well. And sometimes you have to find the players from the divisions below who've impressed, and quite typically you've got to take a chance. Players who were promising and have gone abroad and have come back, got to take a chance. Taking a chance like that, Baker Richardson, for example, Greenidge, Hilton, who came from Scotland. You know, some of these players, you've got to take a chance on them and hope that they come good. I mean, Connor Washington, we took a chance on. Look how good he became. I mean, you're not going to find another Connor Washington if you're just looking to just try and sign a big name player. No, you're not going to find another Connor Washington unless you're looking down for them. I mean, we found a Connor Washington, Fleetwood or Halifax even found a Jamie Vardy. So it just goes to show players of quality are down there in the depths of non-league, and sometimes you've got to take a punt on them to see if they're going to come good. Lamar Reynolds didn't work out, but on paper could have been phenomenal. Corey Whiteley didn't work out. On paper could have been phenomenal. See where I'm going with this? So the recruitment, there's only so much you can do. And I know a lot of people mention elite management. Yes, okay, elite management take a lot to do with a lot of the players that come and go from our football club. But personally, I don't get the issue with them. But then at the same time, I understand it's kind of an all eggs in one basket situation, that if our recruitment for players is coming through one particular source, you know, it doesn't bode well. But I don't think they take full control of our recruitment. I think Flynn has full control of our recruitment. I think they'll make recommendations for players and they'll help us shift players. I mean, the likes of Ledbetter and Whiteley and all that went out on loan last season, and Adi Aziz as well. They all went out on loan because people like elite management find clubs for them. Clubs who are willing to pay their wages. So it's as simple as that. So I think when it comes to recruitment, I think people need to be mindful that, first of all, people are only human. And obviously with the sporting director now, our recruitment is going to improve. You just got to give them time, you know, to do that. I mean, people can't expect instantaneous results, you know, footballing. When you're looking at a plan, you know, you often talk of 3 to 5 year plans in football. I mean, I know Flynn has been a 4-year plan so far, but he's taken some fucking knocks, haven't he? I mean, we're going to go back to it, but we're going to go back to Flynn, you know, at some point, because it's going to be in the next part. The next part is going to be the ridiculous statements that I've seen. So the first one, Flynn's recruitment is shit. I've just completely debunked that one. So thank you very much. This new mob will put us in a relegation battle. With 8 games in, a lot of this new mob haven't had the opportunity to play yet. Like Baker Richardson only made his first appearance off the bench yesterday. Courtney Senior hasn't played at all. Greenidge hasn't made an impact at all yet. So there's plenty of players who haven't had the opportunity to make any kind of impact. This new mob are going to put us in a relegation battle. I mean, Missalou is a good player. Ed Upson's a good player. Joe Day was part of this new mob. You know, one of the best goalkeepers in League 2. I mean, James Clark just scored the winning goal yesterday, and he's part of this new mob. Cameron Norman is like Liam Shepherd, but can actually put a cross into the box. New mob, going to put us in a relegation battle. Give me a fucking break. No leaders in the squad. All right, yeah, because James Clark was only a captain last season. Ed Upson is also a former captain. Mickey Demetriou has been a vice-captain of the club for years. Matt Dolan has been appointed captain for obviously showing leadership qualities. And Joe Day has also had captaincy captaincy duties at some point during his time with us in the past. So there's 5 straight away, you know, without even really going deep into it to see, right, who else could we name from this bunch then, you know? Do you see where I'm going with that one then? Right, okay, so where are the goals coming from? Like I said, Baker Richardson is a striker, just made his first appearance for us yesterday. Courtney Senior, forward or winger, not even played for us yet. Jermaine Hilton, bit up and down with his fitness. Fisher, haven't had the opportunity to stay fit and play properly. You know, I mean, he's been in and out of the team and has scored a goal whilst he's been doing that. Robbie Wilmot is obviously playing in a better position now. So, say, where are the goals coming from? Well, actually allow us to have a settled front line. Dom Telford has put himself well into the frame, and I think he had a great game yesterday. I mean, personally, he would have been my man of the match. Carl went for Mika Dimitriou, but yeah, that was still a good call. Could have been a number of about 3 or 4 players from yesterday. But Dom Telford is in amongst it now as well. So where the goal is going to come from, well, we're not looking for one particular 20-goal-a-season striker anymore. What we're looking for is to share the goals out. But hopefully there will be one standout player who will lead the way with the goals at some point. But give them a time to actually develop an actual front line that's going to start more regularly before you start questioning where the goal's going to come from. Long, hard season. By that, well, when I saw that we played 7 games, how can you predict how the whole season's going to go when there's still 39 league games left to play? Come on. And then players that have already been written off. Timmy Abraham, 1 bad game against Northampton and he's written off. Jake Kane played once in a proper match. Obviously, he played against Plymouth, but I thought he played well in that game. But he was part of a poor team performance. Written off. Why? Fisher, he's already scored a goal for us. Hasn't scored anymore, but has had some tough games to play in. Written off. He's not good enough. He's just another Taylor. No good. Hilton, been written off, and he's hardly played for us. He's had some injury worries, and he's been ill, etc., etc. Wait till he gets into the team properly. I think, personally, Hilton is going to be a real danger man. He's really good with the ball at his feet, really quick. You can't just be writing these players off, you know, when they've barely even kicked the ball for us. Give them a freaking chance. I mean, last season, Ryan Taylor, I only started whinging about Taylor from about February. You know what I mean? You've got to give them time. And then by then, you're thinking, yeah, okay, they're no good. I mean, you might even notice that before then. But the thing is, it was hard to see Taylor doing so badly because we were winning bloody games. You know what I mean? Here's the strange one. There's still a Flynn out campaign. I mean, some people are just too proud to admit they're wrong sometimes, and they go quiet when we're winning games. The moment we lose, win and play bad, the Flynn out fucking knife sharp, and there's a back out to stab him in the back. He's taken us as far as he can. Well, no, he's been cheated out of 2 playoff finals. He should have been with us in League One, so he hasn't taken us as far as he can, because as far as I'm concerned, he's taken us to League One, but haven't had the opportunity to play in League One because he's been had it fucking stolen from him. We, as supporters, have had it stolen from us as well, and so people forget about that sometimes. Twice stolen. And then you got Farquharson, not League 2 standard. Farquharson bloody changed the game so we didn't lose against Leyton Orient and played against a big striker and neutralised him. He was terrorising us. Farquharson came off the bench and neutralised him. Yeah, there's elements of his game. He's still quite young, Farquharson, mind. Elements of his game that he needs to work on, of course. But it's all things that he can improve. His passing, his positioning, is all stuff through drills and training and match time that he can improve upon. So there's all those ridiculous statements completely and utterly thrown out. Cheerio. People talking complete bollocks again. Right then, so where are we at the moment with the seasons? We played 8, we've won 3, drawn 3, lost 3. So 11 points from 8 games. Considering we played our first few games away, so we played 5 away games and 3 home games, that there is not as bad a return as it sounds. Considering the away games that we've had, Tranmere is one of them, and we won that one. Oldham, we lost there 2 consecutive seasons, and we won. Tranmere, we lost the season before, but we won. If you look at it, we lost against Harrogate the season before. We drew. Leyton Orient at home, we lost, was it 2-0? We lost against Leyton Orient, or was it 1-0 or 2-0? Something like that, or 2-1. and we drew it. So, you know, what we're doing in certain games now, I mean, Warsaw last season, I think we drew. We drew or lost at home against Warsaw. I think we drew against Warsaw last season. So the teams who were in the division with us last year were actually kicking ass in comparison. I mean, we lost against Mansfield and drew. That's a lost point. And what else? Leyton Orient, Harrogate. Yeah, so Salford we drew away. I know we lost that 3-0, but that was a collection of individual errors. You know, that's just life. That is, shit like that happens. But then on the grand scheme of things, we're doing much better on the points total against the teams that we lost or drew against last season. You know, if you're thinking about it that way. But still, 11 points from 8 isn't bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's early days. You know, it's early days, and you know, if you think in the next two games, if we'd have only won one, then panic stations. You know, we're in a Butcher or a Feeney situation again. Then at the moment, we've still got Flynn as manager. And Flynn's been highly successful for us as a manager, considering we got one of the lower budgets in the league. Well, maybe not anymore. We got a bit of a bigger budget because of cup runs and things like that. But Flynn is the one who generated those cup runs. He should be able to spend the money how he sees fit. It's only fair. He generates it. He gets it. He spends it. And the thing is he really gone wrong with us? No. We punched well above our weight the last few seasons, to be honest with you. So, we've got 38 games left. 38 games. It's a lot of games. I mean, we're only in September at the moment. The season doesn't end until the end of April, start of May. So much time left in this season to do good. So many players to reintroduce to the team. Courtney Senior, for example. You know, Baker Richardson's getting in and amongst it now. You know, we got Niall Livermore in the midfield getting stronger and stronger every game. You know, we got Ollie Cooper on loan from Swansea, who looks a hell of a player. Got Robbie Wilmot, who's like a reborn winger, you know, who's already kicking off amazingly for us this season. I mean, we got a strong defence. I mean, we still got Matty Dolan doing his thing from centre back, you know, with Mickey Dimitri one side, and your pick of so many different players who can play now. You know, Aaron Lewis has knocked Ryan Haynes out of the team and has probably kept his spot with a great performance yesterday. We got plenty of quality in this team. Plenty of quality, not just the team, the squad. There's a squad full of quality players, you know, who are all complement each other and all bring something different to the table as well. So, what's the thing that we got to see is the right system, the way to use them right. We haven't done that quite correctly for the start of the season, but we've still won some games. We've put in some very impressive performances. We put some very unimpressive performances in, but you know, you look at Harrogate away, who start the season on fire. You know, and we drew 2-2. Where a lot of teams will go there and lose. A lot of good teams will go there and lose this season. We didn't. And we're supposed to be shit. You know, according to the buffoons on the county chat, we're supposed to be shit and we're in for a long, hard season. I mean, come on. So, the way I see it, I mentioned, you know, worst times under Butcher, under Feeney, under Westley, you know. And before that, we had Anthony Hudson, you know, before Justin Edinburgh. You know, we've been through some shit times, but we've also been through some bloody great times as fans, you know, as a club. I mean, my point that I'm going to basically leave with now is while it's good, enjoy it. Don't dissect so much. Just, if you have a bad game, there's always another one around the corner, whether it be a bad Saturday, oh well, yeah. Have a whinge about the game, have a whinge about the performance, but don't make stupid predictions on the season based on one poor performance. We're not going to play like that all season. We've got too many good players. When it's consistently poor, that's when to start worrying. We haven't had a consistent poor stretch, I think, since Flynn's first season. And that was during, I think, the end of January right through to about March. And that's the only poor spell, real proper poor spell we've had. I mean, last season, yeah, but you can say we've had a poor spell, but we still didn't lose many games in amongst that. We drew a few too many, still won some, and we lost some. I don't think we've had a really poor stretch of results whilst we've had Flynn there, and I don't think we're likely to. I think there's too much quality in our squad. Things are going to be fine. So just, like I said, times are good. Enjoy them. We've been through far worse in the past. Thanks all for watching. Cheerio for now, and as always, up the county. Cheers, guys.